And can you by no drift of circumstance get from him why he puts on this confusion, grating so harshly all his days with turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, from what cause he will by no means speak. Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with his crafty madness keeps aloof, when we will bring him on to some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most legitimate, with much forcing of his disposition. Neither the question, but of our demands most free in his reply.
Did you accept him last time?
Madam, it felt so out that certain players, we are wrought on the way. At least we told him, and there did seem a kind of joy to hear of it. They're about the court, and as I think they have already ordered this night to beg for him.
'Tis most true, and he beseeched me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter. With all my heart, and it doth much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge and drive his purpose on to these delights.
You shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as it were by accident, may here affront Ophelia, her father, and myself, lawful espials, will so bestow ourselves that seen, unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge, and gather by him as he has behaved, if be thy affliction of his love or no, that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wellness. So I shall hope your virtues will bring him to his wonted way again, to both governors. Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, what you hear, gracious so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book, that show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. We are oft to blame in this. 'Tis too much proved that with devotion's visage and pious action we do sugar o'er the devil himself. Oh, 'tis too true. How smart a lash that speech doth give to my conscience. The harlot's cheek, beauty with plastering art, is not more ugly to the thing that helps it than is my deed to my most painted word. Oh, heaven burden. I hear him coming. Let's withdraw him, my lord.
To be or not to be, that's the question. Whether it is nobler than mine to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing in them, to die, to sleep no more, and by sleep to say we end the heartache, and 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. Or I must give a pause. There's a respect that makes calamity of so long life, for who will bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of the bride's love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient mirror of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietest make with a bare bodkin. Who would farthels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler's returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we not know of? Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sickly o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pit and moment. With this regard, the currents turn the awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, and thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrance of yours, that I have longed to deliver. I pray you, I receive them.
No, not I never gave you up.
My honor, Lord, know right well you did, and with them words so sweet breathed composed, has made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Take these again. For to noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove of kind.
Haha, are you honest?
Oh.
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from the is to a bod, and the force of honesty can translate beauty to its likeness. This was sometimes a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should have not believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old shock, but we shall relish of it. I love you not.
I was more to see.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a
Breeder of sinners.
yeah. Oh, breeder of sinners. I am myself indifferent, honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that were better my mother had not borne me. I'm a very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my back than I have thoughts put in them, and imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between heaven and earth? We are errant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool, who nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens.
If thou'st marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape the calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Go. Farewell. Or if thou wilt needs marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters ye make of them. To a nunnery. Go, and quickly too. Farewell.
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him.
I have heard of your paintings too well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, and you lisp, and nickname God's creatures, and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, I'll no more on't. It hath made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, but all but one shall live. The rest of us shall keep as they are. To nunnery go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here, O throne. The coaster of the scholar's soldier's eye, tongue, sword, the expensive scene and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observed and all deserves, quiet down, and I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucketh the honey of his music vows. Now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangle, out of the tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature blown youth, blessed with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
Love, his affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul o'er which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do doubt the hatch of the discourse will be in some danger which to prevent I have in quick determination thus set it down, who shall with speed to England for the demand of our neglected tribute. Haply the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel there's something still matter in his heart, whereon his brain still beating puts him thus from fashion of himself. What think you on? It shall do well, but yet do I believe the origin and commencement of this grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all. My lord, do as you please. But if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his griefs. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she finds him not, to England send him, or confine him where wisdom best shall think. It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not lie watched go.
All right. Only one of the most famous scenes of English literature. Thank you.